Cardon, a phrase to live by. A phrase to live by, Jayson Cardon.
I entered the batter's box, knees shaking. I tightened my grip. It didn't matter that I was in Little League. The ball seemed to be coming at me at 200 miles an hour. As soon as the pitch was thrown, strike three! You're out! I only played one season of Little League baseball, and my bat never made contact with leather. I simply couldn't overcome my fear of the ball. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests, have you ever been so afraid of something you could turn and run rather than stand up to that fear? For me, I was a short, four-eyed, scrawny little kid. Running away was easy. My coach would look behind me and tell me, get inside that batter's box, but this time crowd the plate, and you are not to step back. I raised my bat. The ball's coming at me, and by habit, boy, I told you not to step back. Now, we're going to have to place baseball bats on the ground behind you. Not understanding this method, I braced myself. The ball's coming. Do I step back? Well, of course I step back. But this time, the bats were strategically placed. So if I stepped back, this was the outcome. I had a decision to make. Do I start hitting this ball, keep falling on my back, or do I call it quits right here? My father's face hovered above me. Jayson, you're okay. Stand up. That exercise and the words, stand up, were repeated throughout the season. A phrase I would live by. As I continued through adolescence, it was obvious. Sports were not my expertise. Music was my passion. By the time I hit high school, I was fulfilling a dream of joining the high school marching band. Unfortunately, there was a few individuals that were making my life a living hell. Why? Because I was picking a new instrument. I joined the trombone section. If you've been through high school, you know how difficult it is sometimes to fit in, to be a part of the in crowd, or just to make friends. But when you were as nerdy as I was, you became the new target for bullies. In middle school, I was teased, but it didn't escalate until I joined the marching band. One evening at practice, and after weeks of bully encounters, I began to doubt everything I believed in. I was lost. I was depressed. I wanted to throw in the towel. At 14 years of age, I had too much pride to tell anyone what I was going through. I couldn't take it anymore. I ran off the field unnoticed to find the nearest secluded corner, where I fell to my knees and wept like a child, trying to gain my composure, to catch my breath. I felt a hand on my shoulder. I opened my eyes and saw a senior kneeling down to meet me at eye level. Jayson, don't listen to that. You're a part of the team, and we need you. Take some time. When you're ready, stand up and join us on the field. The drum major then stood up and left. No one saw the actions of that drum major, and I never thanked him for it. He would soon graduate and return the following year to visit. And the expression on his face said it all. he was proud to see that same scrawny little freshman who he gave encouragement to was now the youngest sophomore drum major in the school's history. That night, when I stopped from that dark corner, for the first time, I felt alive. I felt noticed. I felt needed. When I was a boy, I was taught to stand up. That phrase continued throughout my life. In high school, I was encouraged to stand up to my bullies and focus on the bigger picture of helping others. When we find ourselves slipping on the bats that life lays behind us, we can find encouragement and wisdom in the Japanese proverb, fall 7 times, stand up 8. Life is short, too precious to stay grounded. So today, stand up to those obstacles that are blocking your way to success. Brush off the dust of procrastination and stand up for what matters most. Our friends, our families, ourselves.